What if you could take a simple song idea and you want to turn it into a full cinematic track, vocals, strings, the whole 9 yards without losing that original spark of that original idea? Well, that's what I did here. I used Logic and I used SUNO, and I'm going to show you exactly how it all came together. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Sean and this is ToneFlow Studio. Now, if you're anything like me, you're just trying to stay connected to playing music while life gets busy, this channel is all about using tools like Logic Pro or SUNO AI to enhance your creativity, not replace it. Today, I'm building a song from scratch inspired by the darker, soulful Massive Attack vibe. I'm starting with a simple idea and then I turn it into a finished track, and I'm going to walk you through all those steps that I did to get there. So let's jump into it. Everything started out with this one idea. First, have a listen to a bit of the final song so you have an idea as we go along where it started and what we're working towards. Really inspired by the Massive Attack sound, some of the more soulful tracks, something like Safe from Harm or Live With Me, which is a real deep cut that has a really soulful vocal and really soulful strings, but then a rolling bass line and electronic drums. And I wanted to do something similar. And I almost could picture it as a song from like a spy film. And I put some chords down using Logic and just the default piano. I put a little reverb on that and I just got the idea down very simply, and I sang it rather poorly because I am not a great singer, but this is important because I want to show you how you can take even the roughest vocal, and you don't have to be a great singer at all to be able to utilize SUNO. All right, here's just a little piece of that original idea once I was able to take it and put it down in an original track.
Blood in the water for me.
So I had a chord progression, a really basic groove, and honestly a pretty rough vocal take. And there was nothing polished at all, but that's kind of the point. It's not about perfection here. It's about capturing that feeling that you can build on and that original spark of the idea that you're going to build on and build out further. Once I got that original idea down in Logic, I bounced it out, and from there I brought it up into SUNO. I uploaded it to SUNO, and this is where the prompts can actually help guide things. So instead of just saying make a song, I'm pushing it towards a direction. I like soulful vocals, vintage instrumentation, cinematic kind of texture. So what I did was I actually pulled a couple of ideas from my prompt pack. I had this sort of old Motown soul ballad type of vibe, and I really needed to capture both of those ideas, maybe even in separate versions of the song, separate generations. So just to speed things up a bit and get closer to that idea sooner, I grabbed some of those prompts. The first thing I was after was trying to get that voice right, because I knew that if I had a voice that I could use, I would have the confidence to build the track out, build the song out, and really just see it through to the end. So with that one verse idea, I just kept generating different versions with SUNO to get a voice that I like.
You'll be safe tonight. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Once I found the voice that I liked, I turned it into a persona, which SUNO is now referring to as voices, but it used to be called personas just recently. So once I had one that I liked, which in this case I've named it Maxwell, now I can reuse that same voice across different versions of the track. It keeps everything consistent. Now for me, this voices or personas feature is a serious game changer. This is the functionality that allows you to keep the voice consistent across many tracks. This is what allows you to have a whole album's worth of songs in not just one style or one genre, but by a very specific, consistent AI artist. So this is completely powerful. I really love it. And they have a new feature for voices that allows you to upload your own voice and use your own vocals as a voice persona. I'm going to be exploring that in another video. Next, I really wanted that rolling bassline feel. It just propels the track forward, and it's real menacing, and it's just really cool. So I had that in mind for this to be happening along with that more soulful strings and more mellow kind of vibe. This to come together. So what I did was I built that part out in Logic. I played that using one of the Logic bass sounds. I heard that bass line in my head, how it should go, and I just played it on the keyboard until I got it, all right? And just with the groove, I just had a very short snippet, and I bounced that out, uploaded it to SUNO, and then I was able to start experimenting using their mashups. So this was really cool because what I was able to do was take a longer version of the soulful track that has more of an arrangement that I've constructed inside of Logic by just copying and pasting the different sections. And then I was able to do a cover version of that. And then in the mashup, I was able to have it played along with this driving bass line. And I made sure in the styles box to indicate that I wanted this rolling, consistent pentatonic bass line, and it was able to integrate it. And it took a few generations. I had to experiment with the mashups. Like always, I have to keep generating until I got something I wanted. And so what was great about this was I really discovered this workflow. It became a kind of a loop. Build something in Logic, bounce it out, bring it into SUNO, generate variations, then bring it back again. Do some more in Logic, bounce it out again, bring it into SUNO again, more covers, more variations, more mashups, more samples. I mean, really, the sky's the limit in terms of being able to go back and forth with your workflow out of Logic, into SUNO, out of SUNO. Sky's the limit here. I love it. This is so much fun. Now, it's important to just realize if you're going to be maximally creative and have it really reflect your own vision, it's not going to be a one-pass process. It's more like sculpting over time. All right, so once I had a version that I liked, I brought everything back into Logic and started arranging it. Now, I also pulled in different stems. There were variations from SUNO that I had generate with a horn section that I really loved. So I made sure to extract the stems in SUNO, and I just pulled in a stem. I make sure that it's locked to tempo when I'm downloading these waves. That way, everything is really easy to line up. So I dropped that in just where it felt right. Now, this is where it's really going to start to feel like your track, because you're hands-on in your workstation, and this is where you can lay down your own instrument, you can lay down your own guitar, your own percussion instruments, whatever your instruments that you play and that you love to use. You can add your own feel in there and your own creative input, but you have those additional elements from SUNO that are not in your wheelhouse. The strings, in this case, the voice persona. This is something I would not have been able to do on my own. Now, in some cases, I will use the remove effects feature on the vocals, but for this exercise and for this video, I liked the reverb that it had on the vocal, so I didn't mess with that. I put a little bit of EQ here and there. I used the Chroma Glow for saturation on some bass and the drums, and of course I added some guitar. I added some reverb and delay on that horn line. I added some more vinyl crackle sound that is in the Apple Loop library, and then finally at the end, I used Logic's mastering assistant, and that uses AI to scan your track and set the loudness to be at a -14 LUFS, which is what you're going to need for streaming, and it's going to apply some different compression, different limiting, some EQ, pass, and gets everything to just sound glued together. So this is a really great step at the end when you're ready to bounce your song out and have something ready to upload to streaming service, put in a video, or even just save out for your own listening pleasure. It's good to run that step. So that's what I did here at the end, and that's the version that you can hear in this video. Now, for the lyrics for this song, I did have a first verse already written. I decided for the purpose of this song and this video not to spend a lot of time writing my own lyrics. I wanted to see what I could do to have either SUNO or ChatGPT help me write the lyrics. So I took the first verse and I ran it first through SUNO and their lyric generator and prompted to write lyrics similar to that verse. And I also did the same type of thing in ChatGPT, although with ChatGPT, it does allow for a longer prompt so you can really describe what you're going for. So that might be a better option in this case, but either way, you should know that there are options available to have the AI help with the lyric generation. And that's what I did. I ended up having ChatGPT help me write some very simple changes to that original verse just to make it fit the same pattern and the same rhythm. So that's what I did with the lyrics. And here's the final track, Blood in the Water.
Hand is all I need. Hold my head up, woman, don't cry. You'll be safe tonight, and no one will sigh.
Thanks for hanging with me as always. If there's one takeaway from this, it's that tools like SUNO are great if they're enhancing your creativity, but it needs to start with something human. That's where the real magic is. If you are interested in trying out SUNO but don't have an account yet, I do have a link in the description and in the comments. You can check it out. All right, if you like this kind of project and this workflow, don't forget to like and subscribe. There's more content coming soon. As always, thanks for hanging with me, and I'll talk with you soon.